Whew, that was a close one, you guys. But a victory is a victory. We won. We pulled it out, 24-20 over the Jacksonville Jaguars at a windy Lambeau Field, where it was almost a trap game that we fell for, but we hung in there and found a way to win. Made the plays that we needed to be able to win this game, even though it looked at times that we didn't really deserve to win it, and Jacksonville was outplaying the Packers for quite a bit of this game, especially that went to James Robinson, the young rookie running back for Jacksonville, who got 23 carries, 109 yards, and averaged 4.7 yards per carry. We knew going into this game that Robinson was going to be the focal point for Jacksonville's offense, and he did what he needed to do to win the game. It was by no means a spectacular game from Chark, as obviously Chark is their best receiver, but I got to give some credit to Josh Jackson, Chandon Sullivan, and Kadar Holman for doing a decent job of clamping down on their receivers and not letting Luton throw wild on us, even though given that the win situation, that Jacksonville was going to need to run the football, wind or no wind at all. That was probably going to be the game plan going forward, as running the football keeps the opposing team's offense off the field, and that's what the game plan for Jacksonville was going forward for the offense. Defensively, they did what they needed to do for the most part. They stopped the run. Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams had almost nowhere to go. It was difficult to get that offense rolling because we couldn't get the ground game going. So it was up to Aaron Rodgers and our receivers to get something going on the offensive side of the ball. Things just did not really look that good today for the offense as a whole because the ground game was stifled. Aaron Jones was only held to 46 yards on 13 carries, averaging 3.5, where Jamal Williams got 8 carries for 30 yards and averaging 3.8. Once that running game was stifled, I think that really takes us offense out of its rhythm. However, Aaron Rodgers, he did not have a perfect game. He did miss a few throws, especially when the one underthrow that was intercepted by the Jacksonville corner. I forget his name, Sidney Jones. That was definitely could have been better. The ball was behind Marquez, but Aaron did finish out pretty well with a decent stat line of 325 yards, 2 touchdowns, and completing 24 passes of 34 attempts. 1 touchdown going to Davante Adams, who finished for 8 catches, 66 yards, and the other one, his first one, going to Marquez Valdes-Scantling, a nice, deep, beautiful shot, 70-plus yards to Marquez, and he finished this game with 4 catches, 149, and the touchdown. MVS, you guys, I said that in a prior video that he was probably going to be an inconsistent deep threat going forward. I still feel that, but I think Marquez getting some of his confidence back, it's helping. I think Marquez is looking better. I know that he is not a complete receiver. I know that he's probably a 3-route guy, but when he is on, he looks fantastic. And Marquez today was fantastic. He stepped up, and Davante, to say the least, this was not a great game from Davante, but he was a factor yet again. He did a good job, and catching that touchdown pass, the go-ahead touchdown pass, was crucial. As far as the defense goes, the defense did what it needed to do to win this game, especially coming through in the clutch at the end of the fourth quarter to essentially win the game for this team. Coming up with pressures and a sack by Rashawn Gary was very encouraging. And then you had that interception by Adrian Amos, which was kind of a little bit lucky. The receiver fell down, and then Luton threw it, and it was picked off. Regardless, we came out with a victory here. Squeaked it out, but that's what winning teams do. They find ways to win games even though they don't play their best. And I know that going forward, this team will need to play their best, and especially against some tougher teams like the Indianapolis Colts that we have coming up next week. They are not going to be a cakewalk. The Colts are a very, very underrated football team. They are a team to be reckoned with. They blew out the Tennessee Titans at home, basically. I mean, they're coming off a really, really nice victory, and they still have yet to play also. And I think my expectation going into that game is going to be a lot of Jonathan Taylor, our own Wisconsin Badger running back. The Colts also have a similar style type of defense. It's I don't know. I think it's a pretty fast and physical type of defense, very much similar to Jacksonville's defense. Probably not quite in the same mold, but they do have a lot of talent on that defense. Their secondary is quite talented. They stop the pass pretty well, and they keep teams from scoring points. So it's going to be it's going to be a very tough matchup. But now that we are 7-2, and I'm just happy that we are able to come away with this win. Still being atop the NFC North is a good feeling. We're in a very good position. Sure, we have our flaws. This team is certainly not where we thought where it could be, should be. But this is the Green Bay Packer team that we have this season. It's a good football team, but going forward, there's a lot of question marks, and there's a lot of things to be worried about, but we can either take that, just dwell on the negative, or we can just go forward with the positive and see what happens during the course of the rest of the season. I'll catch you guys later for another video. Go Pack Go.